Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to this Wednesday meditation. Oh my goodness, the end of May already, hey? I'm very much looking forward to sharing this meditation with you. It is an activation of the rose gold template, a connection between the navel and the womb, or the navel and the sacral, because this is for both men and women. They say that the stomach is the second brain, and the womb, the sacral, is the second heart. And we hear many in the spiritual world talking about how the mind has been disconnected from the heart, and we spend perhaps a fair bit of time reconnecting and dissolving the ego, really reconnecting that mind to the heart space. But not so much is often spoken about connecting the womb or the sacral, so the womb or the lingam and the sacral chakra, to the navel. The navel is where our umbilical cord connected. We all have one. We all have a navel. Regardless to how we were born, we all have a navel, right? And that is where a lot of nerve endings, where a lot of imprints are. So really it is very much, some people say the second mind, but actually it holds more than the brain does, sooner. Because you're born in a body, you're born with the imprints, with the memories, with the thoughts already stored in the nerves around the navel. Isn't that interesting? And the mind, we spend time, cultivating the ego aspects of our mind. We do. That's what we spend our first part of our life doing, is we receive imprints and we take forms and identities that others have around us and we take them as our own. And they make up parts of our ego, which we then continue the rest of our life reintegrating back to the heart. And it's interesting because, some call this chakra here the altar major. I like to say the mouth of God, the well of dreams. The reason why I call it the mouth of God is because this is somewhat like the father's umbilical cord up here. And this is where it gets really interesting, is the umbilical cord for our actual birth mother, it's physical. It forms a belly button, it's physical. But up here, it's non-physical. It's that non-physical energy, because the seed of the Father, the divine sacred seed of man, the seed of Christ, which helped create your form. The journey that we all have is we are seeded with that light, with that Christ light, and then we get to embark upon a journey, if we wish, of growing and expanding and rising that Christed seed. But oftentimes, we want to rise it up the spine to activate here, to activate our pituitary pineal crown, to achieve that enlightened state. But most of the time, what happens is we let it expel and disperse from our sacral. Whether we're male or female, we release our life force energy. And it's so funny because there are so many mistranslations or misunderstandings of translation, especially for anyone that studies Tantra. Some of the words that I use, many people think are only pertinent to men, but they're not. And it's really interesting because on a vibrational level, we then start to disembody our sacral, so our womb or our lingam. We start to disembody that from the inner sun, the dantian, right? So many say that the solar plexus is that inner sun, but that inner fire, also it reaches right down, because when you start to grow that column of light, the chakras start to merge again. So the solar plexus, that inner sun, actually you have a lot of that in the lower dantian, in the where the navel is, that masculine, that hara line, So really you've got a great place of unity, of union, of divine sacred union right there, between navel and sacral. And many don't realize it. And what's more about not realizing it is actually that's probably the largest disembodiment there, because that's what keeps us addicted to the instant sensation and gratification of the physical form, which is one of the biggest things that actually stops us on our spiritual growth. We think that achieving a burst of pleasure, or a burst of, or a sneeze of, of ecstasy is what it's about, and creating with that. But really that is nothing in comparison to let that Christed seed rise up your spine again, transcending, dissolving all the egos associated through the body and rising right up to here. So today we're just going to do a gentle, easy meditation. We have some beautiful pink roses in the background because this is a rose gold template being reinstalled. And it's rose and gold, gold of the Christ. Rose gold is that feminine Christ. It's a union. So I invite you to place one hand upon your heart, one hand at the base of your navel, at the base of your belly button. So it's somewhat in the middle. This is somewhat in the middle of your sacral and navel chakra. And as you breathe in and as you breathe out, you're just going to gently allow that air, that light to fill your lungs, that love to open in your heart, to fill your body, fill your form, breathing in gently and out. Gently breathing in. Really filling those lungs up and breathing out again. Just releasing any energy from the day, any frantic energy, anything that's chaotic in your field, just acknowledging your body, your emotions, your mind, and just inviting it to calmly take a seat with you. Breathing in and breathing out. And when you start to feel your heart fill, when you start to feel that peace and love enter your heart space, the hand that is on your heart, we invite you to move it to rest at the back of your neck here, just where the skull meets the neck. So you have one hand just below your navel and one hand at the top of your spine, the cervical vertebrae. Isn't that interesting? So with one hand top and one hand tail, as you breathe in, feel your lungs and heart expand. And feel your hands be magnets of that light. Breathing in and breathing out, this hand up upon your skull, representing the Divine Father and His love, His inspiration, His protection, and His freedom. And the hand upon your womb, your navel, your sacral, whatever body you're in, feeling the grace of the Divine Mother, the love of the Divine Mother. Expand within that space. As you breathe in, feel your heart start to fill with a beautiful golden and rose color light. And as you breathe out, feel that light start to drop down into your lower hand, filling your womb, filling your lingam, filling your sacral and your root with this rose color light. And just breathe and allow, feel it gently expanding and moving down within you. Feel your feet activate upon the earth as though the central crystal of earth is starting to activate, vibrate, and glow a golden hue. And as you continue to breathe in and bring that rose color light in from the one true heart, bringing it through your heart, down into your womb, into your sacral, into your root, you feel your earth star chakra beneath your feet activate. You feel the earth gateway, where the central crystal is, glow gold and start to offer its light to rise up through your earth star, up through your feet, connecting with your root and your sacral, connecting gently with that beautiful rose that lays gracefully within your sacral.
And as the light, the gold light starts to connect, the rose petals start to open and unfurl. And as you breathe in and as you breathe out, you can feel a gentle gold and rose mist start to swirl and rise up your spine, but slowly, gently, because this rose gold mist is working on a cellular level and is working in your fields of energy. It is healing and repairing any perforations there. It is making whole and reconnecting the root and the sacral to the navel once more. And as you feel the roots and sacral connect with that rose, that golden mist, you start to feel your inner sun disk of your navel and your solar plexus start to glow. Also helping to rise that rose gold light. Breathing in and breathing out, you start to feel that light rising up your spine. And maybe you move your lower hand to trace it, to follow it, to help it rise. Slowly but surely, taking your time. With your hand upon your navel, your hand upon your stomach. Feel that rose gold light start to flow even more. Healing, alchemizing, making whole, and creating a pathway of Christ light. Both masculine and feminine intertwined and as one. Rising up, up. Maybe even now your hand is on your heart. Rising up. Feeling that light enter your heart space. And with a deep breath, it bursts forth. Spreading far and wide within each and every cell. Allowing your hand to rise up to your throat. Helping magnetize and draw up that light. Feeling the colors, the vibrations, maybe even seeing sacred geometry set in place. As you're rising and forming the seed of Christ within. Helping create a pathway energetically so that you may follow it with your practice. So that you may cultivate, nurture, and nourish. Bringing your hand up. Allowing that light to rise up to your crown, to your brow. Even placing one hand upon the top of your crown, and the hand that is still on your altar major, on your mouth of God, activating as this rose gold light starts to rise up your brow, your pineal, pituitary, and crown, going back down to meet the other hand, and gently massaging in place. Seeing now a gold rose start to blossom and grow. The golden rose that sits between your heart and your crown. And the rose, color rose, the pink rose, that sits between the womb, or the root, the sacral, and the navel. See them, feel them, hand in hand. See them, feel them, connected, offering one another an eternal stream of beautiful, unified rose gold light, pulsating through your body and bringing in its light and just helping you ground, helping you anchor and expand. Breathing it in and feeling it hold its space around. You feel the characteristics of the sacred Divine Father, yet also paired with the grace, compassion nourishment of the mother. Feel them go together, hand in hand, connected above and below, within and without. Knowing that now this energy stream has been created, you can build it, enhance it, strengthen it as you see fit. And thank you so much for joining us today. And I'll see some of you on June the 28th as the wonderful Camilla Kumara and myself co-host Atlantis and the Essenes, the Golden Thread. If that calls to you, feel welcome to look in the bio below. And also some in-person events. Emsworth, a full day event on the 16th of July. Oh, how much fun it's going to be with you all, whoever is called. There is limited tickets, so if it calls to you, do book it sooner rather than later. Once they sell out, they sell out. We'll be having a day of Christed embodiment on the 16th of July, and I believe on the 11th of July as well. I'll be speaking for PLG Bournemouth, Positive Living Group Bournemouth, in the evening. So do feel welcome to check my website for all those links. And it'll be a joy to see you, connect with you, however you choose. So much love and so many blessings. Bye for now.